Well, so um, in the city of Memphis, and if we didn't say you're in Memphis, Tennessee, that's
Mhm.
miles number 55, correct?
That's correct. A
Five,
double
five,
nickel.
double, double nickel. And so in the city of Memphis, are there any hoops that you have to go to? Like someone says, like I own bees, right? Bees are flying all over, but to have a large hive and that the number of bees that are around a hive, what kind of hoops did you have to jump through as it relates to having bees in the city?
Not many at all. Memphis, like pretty much every other city or populated town throughout this country, all of them have some type of laws and ordinances. They
Hmm.
may not apply directly or specifically toward bees and beekeeping, but
Hmm.
every city or town has basic nuisance laws
Hmm.
and things and safety precautions. And the only real hoops or loops that I would have to jump through is just making sure that things are safe. And when somebody gets involved in beekeeping, especially in an urban area or a
Hmm.
heavily populated area, you just want to keep those basic common sense principles in mind, knowing that most people already don't have a full knowledge of bees and they don't
Hmm.
like anything that stings. I don't care what it is. They don't know that bees are not chasing after them. They people have no idea of that. They think bees just want to sting me. Uh, so the best way to do is to make sure that if you do have a beehive, set it up in a decent place, basically kind of like an out of sight, out of mind thing,
Hmm.
where it would be a direct threat to people or pets or anything.
Hmm. So, as you said with the bees, it's an initial fear factor. So, tell me some fears that you have overcome as it relates to keeping the bees, going into the hive, just the fear of trying to farm and produce something. So, tell me how you've overcome, experienced some of those challenges as it relates to fear.
I think I was able to get that question. I think you were going in and out there for a second there, but naturally, I, like anybody, would have some fear
Hmm.
of bees. After all, these things can sting. So the way that I overcame this fear is really by becoming more knowledgeable and knowing the nature of these creatures,
Hmm.
knowing that it is in their nature, like everything that Allah God has made, to have its own defense mechanisms, and the bees have a stinger. So the fact that they can sting is enough reason, maybe not to fear, but at least be cautious.
Hmm.
But once you understand the nature and temperament and behavior and functions of these creatures,
Hmm.
then you are more capable of how to handle them,
Hmm.
and by knowing how to handle them and how to approach them, you can significantly minimize whatever possible dangers and stings that they would naturally occur. Part of that comes with the protective equipment,
Hmm.
bee suits and smokers and all of that. But the main thing that overcomes the fear is one, a knowledge of these creatures, but also a love for Allah's creation. And
Hmm.
the love really is the number one thing, because when you know their value and appreciate what they do for us, now we become stewards of God's creation.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that puts us in a position where we have to have the mind of taking care of these creatures. And
Hmm.
that tends to remove fear when you love something.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
love and knowledge.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Your support helps to combat false media. Cash App NNV News.